All right. So we are out here in Okinawa, Japan. Welcome to ABC Direct Sales. We're going to be going through everything. Excited to see you here. Everything from A, B, C. We all know what that means, all the way to Z. So for those of you that are already doing it, good for you. If you're starting out, good for you. Whatever the case, we got the tools, resources. You're going to be able to be an excellent closer if you already are. Great. Channels for everybody. And of course, we already know. So if you're just getting up, make sure you got your tools for the trade. We'll be getting on the phone. So number one, talking about number one. Number one is going to be credibility. Got to be credible, especially when you're talking about being on the telephone, getting money, $5,000, $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 or more, $60,000 even over the phone. Number one is credibility. So we got to talk about credibility, what that means, and how we're going to approach it. First off is going to be TIME. That's your asset, time. What do I mean? Being absolutely on time. When you got a call at 6 a.m., 4:30 in the p.m., whatever the case is, you call exactly at that time. Not a minute before, not a minute after. Why? People don't do what they say, right? People don't do what they say. So when you're making calls, telling people that you're going to be calling at a certain time, and their phone rings at a certain time, every time, you start to plant the seeds of a credibility that they're not used to. Credibility with a C. Credibility, not incredible, because there's nothing big about that. Doing what you say you're going to do. So number one today, we're going to be talking about credibility and time. Also, how to work your leads. They're interconnected. Every week you're going to get your leads. You're going to get a set number of leads. It's very, very important that you recognize money is where? It's in the leads, right? Money's in the leads. So as long as you got a good lead and your lead is legitimate, you're not going to be bothering anybody. You're not going to make anybody upset. In fact, you should be quite comfortable, for lack of better terms, blowing them up. You're ready to blow them up. What does that mean? So we'll talk about that right now. The step two, penetrating your leads, meaning getting into your leads, pulling out who you can, getting the money, is, of course, number one, being on time. But in the first call, it doesn't matter because you're just calling whatever leads you get. So when you get your leads in the morning, we're just going to say Monday, you start off on a 2-cycle call per day. In the morning, you get your leads. Call them. If they don't pick up, leave a message, go to the next lead. So we're just going to pretend for now that we got 10 leads. We're working 10 leads. So you go through one lead, call them, leave a message. They don't pick up, don't know the number or whatever the case is. You leave a message, you go through to the next lead. Now, if you don't get anybody, you've already hit your leads one time each. In the morning, you left messages. If you have not gotten anybody out of the 10 to pick up, then go ahead and just recycle them right away. It might be 10, 20, 30 minutes later. No big deal. Maybe people are in the shower. Maybe people are out there getting their coffee, whatever the case. So no big deal. You go ahead and go through again if you need to. Do not exceed twice in the morning And if you got 10 leads, you should at least got one person to pick up, which means you put them through the funnel and you're probably getting a deal or have them hit the road because they're not qualified. So you go through your leads, make sure you're leaving a message every time on the first call. You go through, you didn't get anybody, or whether you did get somebody, afternoon comes. You already did your workout, you did your training, you had some lunch, you did play golf, whatever you did as a closer in the middle of the day, coming back in the afternoon, it's time to hit them again. You hit them again on the second time, same leads. You call them, and what do? You leave a message. Good morning, Nicholas. Pardon me, good morning, good afternoon. Just gave you a call earlier today, probably saw my message, maybe you got caught up. Do give me a call, make it brief, leave your number, name, that's it. Day one call in the morning, one call in the afternoon. Day two on Tuesday, assuming they have not picked up, 2 calls in the morning. If they haven't picked up, you had no contact. 1 call in the afternoon. So the way that it's going to work, to simplify, and we'll talk more about this, is when you get your leads, you call them once in the morning, once in the afternoon. Okay, unless there's no answers in the morning, you're not just going to sit there and wait. You're going to just go ahead and work your leads in the hour, whatever. Once in the morning, once in the afternoon. The next day, Tuesday, what do? Same thing, but this time we're going to do once or twice in the morning and once in the afternoon, or vice versa. So it goes 1 and 1, 2 and 1 on Tuesday. Wednesday, and again, we're just assuming they're not getting contacted. It's noon of the week. People are still not sure they're getting a lot of calls. On the third day, you're going to call them twice and again another time in the afternoon if they have not picked up. By Thursday, you've already hit them another 2 times in the morning. You're starting to get urgency there. 2 times in the afternoon, you're already at 4 times by Thursday in one day. People understand that it's urgent. They're not going to get upset if they are. We got ways to handle that, no big deal. You got to get them on the phone, period. Doesn't matter if they're mad. Perfect. If they're mad, it's good. You can work with mad. You can't work with empty telephone. So again, ABC Direct Sales, talking about hitting the phones, getting money. We got to penetrate our leads. We got to get leads when they're fresh. You hit them hard, professionally aggressive, and credibility. Once you've gotten them on the phone, you put your hooks in them. If they're busy, no big deal. We'll talk about what to do after we get them on the phone. But first thing, we got to get them on the phone. So get your leads, start dialing them. If they're not picking them up, go through again, recycle your leads again, no big deal. If you're getting contact, great. You set up a time to call them back if they're busy. People might be busy on the first call, not really expecting you. Just depends. You set up a time, a tentative exact time that you're going to call. Tie them down. Make sure that the time is agreed upon. And if you're going to call them that night, the next day, no more than a couple days, don't let them push it out. You call them exactly at that time. More later, we'll be picking this up. So again, welcome, ABC Direct Sales. We're covering everything from A to Z, always be getting that money.